Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Tuesday, October 7, 2025. And in the news this afternoon, alleged female gang leader top cronies in police custody. The St. James Police on Monday announced that they have taken into custody a woman who they believe leads a gang of robbers that has left a swath of victims across Jamaica. Cops say the woman, known by the moniker Toots, and a number of her top cronies were nabbed days after the October 1 launch of Operation Endgame, which has been yielding positive results. On Sunday, October 5, about 7:30 p.m., Toots and the 6 men from the robber syndicate were arrested at Dome Lane, Montego Bay, following 2 robberies in the township, Superintendent Leroy Edwards told the news on Monday. "We are feeling very happy and accomplished to make such a significant dent in the gang, even though we had already arrested several members of the gang and one was shot and killed during a confrontation with the police," he added. According to Edwards, the size of the criminal syndicate meant it initially continued to operate even after cops made a number of arrests. However, the nabbing of Toots is seen as a major breakthrough that is expected to cripple the gang. "We had to be tweaking our strategies, which culminated in the arrest of this very dangerous female gang leader and her main lieutenant yesterday. This is something for us to really celebrate as a police division," he said proudly. Toots came to national prominence last week when the St. James Police, during a press conference, declared her involvement in a series of crimes. Cops linked the gangsters' robberies at several business establishments operated by Chinese individuals in the western city. The vow to dismantle the gang was backed up by action Sunday evening. The Toyota Axio used in the robbery was also seized, as was several assorted rounds of ammunition, ski masks, and several items including cellular phones that were suspected to have been stolen earlier, Edwards stated. There is no word yet on when charges will be laid or the court dates for Toots and her henchmen, but the police are hailing Sunday's arrest along with the previous arrest and the charging of 10 people cops say are linked to the same gang as a major win. They see it as a proof that Operation Endgame, launched on October 1, is a success. Since October 1, several operations across the parish have impacted several major gangs and the violence producers, Edwards stated. Over 30 arrests for robberies, larceny, prohibited weapons, ammunition, dangerous drugs, sexual assault, and the public order have been made, he explained. Operation Endgame succeeds the previously utilized Operation Storm 1 and Operation Storm 2 initiatives. According to Edwards, under Endgame, they have also made a major breakthrough in recent car thefts. On Saturday, about 2:50 a.m., one motorcar with 3 men aboard was intercepted along Jimmy Cliff Boulevard, the senior cop said. An electronic device that is used in the theft of motor vehicles was found, as also incriminating evidence that the men who are from St. Catherine, St. Anne, and St. James are part of a major car stealing syndicate that is operating island-wide, he said. The operation that led to the arrest of Toots and some of her cronies continued Monday with a gun seizure. This morning, about 7 a.m., one revolver with no ammunition was recovered by the police along Barrytown Main Road. No one was arrested, Edwards disclosed. He vowed that he and his team will do everything needed to make the parish crime-free. Our operation will be ongoing and intensified every day as we are highly motivated with the necessary skills, resources, and resilience to make St. James one of the safest places in the Caribbean for the foreseeable future, Edwards declared. 77-year-old woman among 3 detained after gun find in banana ground. A 77-year-old woman was among 3 people taken into custody on Monday during a police operation in Banana Ground, Manchester, where a firearm was seized at a house. The other 2 people, who police have identified as suspects, are ages 35 and 29. Police said the 3 people have been detained in relation to the offenses of possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Police said 2 of the suspects have addresses in Canada and the Banana Ground. A police report said about 6:30 a.m., a joint police military team went to a house in Banana Ground when the target of the operation was seen attempting to leave the premises. He was accosted and brought to the house where the 77-year-old woman, identified as his mother, opened the door. Police said a search warrant was presented, and during a search of the house, a Browning pistol with a serial number fitted with a magazine containing 9.9mm rounds of ammunition was found in a knapsack under a bed. The man, his mother, and the spouse were subsequently taken into police custody. 48-hour curfew imposed in sections of Linstead. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in 3 communities in the Linstead area. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Monday, October 6, and will continue until 6 p.m. on Wednesday, October 8. The areas are Commodore Linstead, north from the Linstead bypass, traveling along an imaginary line to a vegetated area above a parochial road. South from Buena Vista Boulevard, traveling along an imaginary line to the Linstead bypass. East from the vegetated area above a parochial road to Buena Vista Boulevard. West from the beginning of the northern boundary to the ending of the southern boundary. Banbury Linstead, north from Tins Bar and Grocery, traveling along an imaginary line to a section of Victoria Main Road. South from First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ, Linstead, traveling along an imaginary line to a parochial road called Canal Road. East from a section of Victoria Main Road, traveling to First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ, Linstead. West from the ending of the southern boundary to the beginning of the northern boundary. In Trinity Linstead, north from Rodney Hall Road, traveling along an imaginary line to the bridge at 4th Street, Linstead. South from the intersection of 4th Street and King Street, traveling to the intersection of Kings Street and Rodney Hall Road. East from the bridge at 4th Street, traveling to the intersection of 4th Street and Kings Street. West from the intersection of King Street and Rodney Hall Road to the beginning of the northern boundary. During the hours of the curfew, people within the boundaries of the curfew are required to remain indoors unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. Man shot and wounded in confrontation with the police in St. Mary. A St. Mary man was shot and wounded Friday, allegedly after attacking the police with a knife in a section of Highgate. According to reports, about 6:30 p.m., police personnel went to the premises in Fraserwood when it was alleged that they were attacked by a man with a knife. The 29-year-old man was shot by the police. He was taken to hospital. Investigators say a search was conducted at the premises and an imitation firearm was allegedly seized. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.